Tinnitus, ringing in the ears, it's usually caused because of a wheat and dairy intolerance. Again, it's those tubes. When those tubes get blocked, hearing is affected. When the tubes get blocked, breathing's affected. When the tubes get blocked, eyesight's affected. So that whole area is affected. Now there is a way that you can clear out the sinuses, because you stop the wheat and dairy, but there's still this thickness build up, and that is sniffing goldenseal powder. So the easiest way to do it is get probably about 1/16 of a teaspoon and get a straw and just sniff it slowly up into that area.
Tinnitus is a condition that affects millions of people, causing ringing or buzzing sounds in the ears. In people above 50, it becomes more common, often linked to age-related hearing loss. Many individuals turn to medication or hearing aids to manage the symptoms. But what if I told you that you could naturally alleviate tinnitus? Herbs are powerful tools that can help soothe the condition without the need for harsh treatments. So how can you cure tinnitus naturally, and what is the best herb for it? Stay tuned as we dive into the natural remedies that might just bring you the relief you've been searching for. As a thank you for joining me today, we're giving away 100 free copies of my best-selling book to subscribers. So if you haven't yet, hit subscribe, like this video, and comment why you want to win.
What is tinnitus? Tinnitus is a ringing in the ears. And so, as in case of sickness, the cause should always be ascertained. What would be the cause of the ringing in the ears? So we begin to investigate. And these are some of the causes that I have discovered in my investigation when people come to me wanting help with tinnitus or ringing in the ears. One man used to use a jackhammer. And many young men that use jackhammers don't feel they need to wear earmuffs. They do. Because that very loud noise, it damages the fine mechanisms in the ear. So here's this man now in his late 50s, and he has this buzzing or ringing in his ears. But what he discovered that when he stopped the allergens, so the allergens are the hybridized wheat. These are the allergen foods. The hybridized wheat, oats. For some people, oats are okay. For some people, they're not. But initially, if you're trying to conquer a problem, stop the oats as well. Dairy, and I'm going to explain why these are contributing factors with tinnitus. Peanuts, and also refined sugar. So why do they play a role? Well, they are the most common allergens. And the probably first response when someone has an allergy to these foods is excess mucus in the eustachian tubes. The eustachian tubes are tubes that connect the eyes, the nose, the ears, and the mouth. And we have to also look at sinus, because sinus is also one of the causes. A sinus congestion is also one of the causes of tinnitus because it's in those tubes. So what this man found is that when he ceased eating these foods, and he used to be a big dairy eater, he used to be a big peanut eater, and he used to consume a fair bit of sugar when he used to have several schooners of beer every night. So you could put in here alcohol as well. When he stopped these foods, he found that his eustachian tubes became a lot clearer and his tinnitus was not as bad. But what he has done, he has trained himself not to hear the tinnitus. He said, I cannot hear it, and then if someone talks about it, then I can hear it. I guess it's very much like when someone lives near a train line. My son lived near a train line at one point, and I went and stayed with him. I woke up with every train. So every couple of hours I woke up, what's that noise? Now Peter slept like a log because he's so used to the train. He's so used to the train, he can't even hear it anymore. You might be familiar with cicadas. At Misty Mountain in the summertime, the cicadas can make such a racket, such a loud noise. But we're so used to it, well, I don't even hear it now. So we can have a visitor and they go, oh, those cicadas are deafening. And I'll think, cicadas? Oh yeah. And now I hear them. But until it was pointed out, I could not hear it. Unfortunately, maybe that can be also likened to a man that lives with a nagging wife. After a while, he didn't even hear it. The proverbs that say it's better to live in the wilderness than with a contentious, clamorous and angry woman. So let's get back to the eustachian tubes. I also was talking to another lady. She said, what can I do for this tinnitus? So I began to investigate and I discovered that she worked in a gym and they do a HIIT class, you know, the high intensity interval training. And in the HIIT class, they have loud music, boom, 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 boom. And she said, well, we do it so that we, you know, it gets us revved up for our HIIT class. I said, have you thought of the William Tell overture? That can go pretty fast, but it's not as loud. So people who have been exposed to very loud music in times past or very loud noises. People in wartime who have, you know, especially soldiers who've been working with, you know, letting off those loud guns, they can suffer from tinnitus.
Tinnitus can be caused by a variety of factors, and understanding these causes is crucial in managing the condition. Apart from the allergens, loud noises and sinus congestion, several other factors can contribute to the ringing or buzzing in the ears. One significant cause is stress. Stress is known to have a direct impact on the body, including the ears. When we're stressed, our body releases hormones like adrenaline and cortisol, which can lead to tension in the muscles around the neck and head. This muscle tension can affect the eustachian tubes, which are responsible for maintaining pressure in the middle ear. The pressure imbalance can worsen or even trigger tinnitus. Additionally, stress can heighten awareness of the ringing, making it seem louder and more persistent. Another common cause is age-related hearing loss. As we get older, the hair cells in the inner ear gradually wear out or become damaged. These hair cells play a crucial role in converting sound waves into electrical signals that the brain can interpret. When these hair cells are damaged, the brain may misinterpret the lack of signals, leading to the perception of tinnitus. Age-related hearing loss typically affects people over the age of 60 and is one of the most common causes of tinnitus in older adults. Medications can also be a contributing factor. Certain medications, particularly those that are ototoxic, harmful to the ear, can cause tinnitus as a side effect. These medications include some antibiotics, cancer treatments like chemotherapy, diuretics, and high doses of aspirin. If you suspect that your medication may be causing or worsening your tinnitus, it's essential to speak to a doctor about alternative treatments. Ear infections or earwax buildup are other common causes of tinnitus. An infection in the ear or a blockage caused by earwax can prevent sound from properly reaching the eardrum, which can result in ringing or buzzing. In these cases, treating the underlying condition, such as cleaning out excess earwax or treating the infection, can alleviate the tinnitus. Head or neck injuries can also lead to tinnitus. Any trauma to the head or neck can damage the nerves, blood vessels, or muscles around the ears, leading to tinnitus. Even whiplash from a car accident or a fall can cause tinnitus in some individuals.
Can they be healed? Not really. Not really, because it's right inside the ear. The body does heal and the body does adapt. But as my friend Jeff found, who'd worked with the jackhammers when he used to work in the mines, and as this lady also found, she said yes, she decided to stop doing that HIIT training class. She got the DVD, because with the DVD, even if they've got the loud music on, then you can turn it to mute. And you can have your nice classical music in the background. Maybe if you want something a bit faster, you'll choose the William Tell overture and do the training there. But every time that when someone has tinnitus and they stop these foods, they can testify that the problem isn't resolved, but it can sometimes be 50% improved, all because eliminating these foods has cleaned the eustachian tubes out. I have also found when someone has severe sinus problems, they can also get tinnitus. Severe sinus problems can also result in sleep apnea because of a blockage in these tubes. These tubes should be clear. You see, we should breathe through our nose and with our abdominal muscles. Nose purifies the air, nose warms the air, and nose humidifies the air. Mouth does not do that. But I have people say, I can't breathe through my nose. Why not? Well, it's all blocked up. Why is it blocked up? Because of sinus problems. So what causes sinus problems? In the 1990s, a group of doctors in the Mayo Clinic, they discovered that in every case of sinus infection, sinus congestion, they found a yeast problem. And we also had a ear, nose and throat specialist nurse attend our program. She's actually attended 3 times now, and she testified. She said, we pull green slime out of people's sinuses. But the problem is, no one tells them how to prevent it. So they pull the green slime out and basically suggest maybe antibiotics, but why is it there? And why is the yeast, fungus, bacteria so active there? Well, it starts with an allergy to this. It can start with an allergy to this. These are the known allergens. Or it can also begin with an allergy to, because it's your breathing area, chemicals, breathing in chemicals. And it can also be reaction to breathing in mold. So if the person has been breathing in mold and they're eating these foods, the high sugar content of the hybridized wheat, the high sugar content of the refined sugar and the alcohol will just feed the mold. The peanuts will feed the mold. One of the most common causes of asthma bronchitis, especially in children, is dairy, because dairy is well known to be very mucus forming. So the first stop.
Chemicals, whether from household cleaners, air fresheners, or even pollutants outside, can irritate the respiratory system and exacerbate sinus problems. These chemicals, combined with other allergens like mold or pet dander, can trigger an inflammatory response in the nasal passages, leading to congestion and further complications with the eustachian tubes, which, as we've discussed, can contribute to tinnitus. Additionally, the impact of diet on overall health cannot be underestimated. For many individuals dealing with sinus issues or tinnitus, a diet high in processed foods, sugars, and certain allergens can worsen the condition. It's important to reduce or eliminate refined sugars and processed foods that may contribute to inflammation and yeast overgrowth in the body. Many people find relief when they focus on eating whole, unprocessed foods, like vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats, as these nourish the body without contributing to further inflammation. A common recommendation is to eliminate dairy from the diet, especially for people with mucus-forming tendencies. Dairy is known to thicken mucus, which can contribute to congestion in the sinuses and make it harder for the body to clear out toxins. This can make conditions like tinnitus worse or even lead to new problems such as ear infections. If someone is still consuming high sugar or dairy-laden foods, they may not realize how much of an impact this is having on their overall health. While eliminating these foods might seem daunting, many people report feeling better within just a few weeks of removing them from their diets. It's also beneficial to increase the intake of anti-inflammatory foods such as turmeric, ginger, and omega-3 rich foods like fish or flax seeds. These foods help reduce inflammation in the body, which can have a positive effect on the sinuses and eustachian tubes.
Very sick cleaners do our program who are exposed to chemicals a lot. I know one lady who became very wealthy by becoming a green cleaner. She said, I hardly had to outlay anything. She said all I had to do was get sodium bicarbonate and vinegar and have some nice smelling essential oils and just have some really good cloths. I didn't have to have any previous qualifications. I met her a year later. She said, I've got 3 people working for me now as a green cleaner, because a lot of people don't want the chemicals in their homes. So eliminate the exposure to chemicals, eliminate exposure to mold. I know at one time we had this compost that I'd bought, and early in the morning when I was shoveling it and the sun was just coming up, that's when I saw the dust, and that's when I realised, oops, if I'm going to be shoveling this compost, I need a mask. So my husband bought me a mask that had 2 things out here, and then I was able to shovel my compost. So investigate where the exposure to mold could be. If you don't turn the tap off, you're still going to be mopping up in the other corner. And there's something you can do to clear those sinuses out, and that is goldenseal snuff. You can buy goldenseal as a powder. When you buy goldenseal as a powder, you just put a tiny little mound on the base of your thumb, and you go over to the mirror, you close one nostril and little light sniffs, and then sniff the other and get the goldenseal up into the sinus areas. So first of all, stop the known causes. It can take at least 2 months before you see a full result after stopping these foods. Even though it might be 24 hours when that slice of bread is out of your body, the effect can remain for sometimes at least 2 months. Meantime, 2 or 3 times a day, sniff the goldenseal, and it will clean out that whole area, because goldenseal is anti-staphylococci, it's antifungal, it's antibiotic, it's antimicrobial, antibacterial. So it's a very powerful herb. It's a very expensive herb, but you only need such a tiny little bit. Also vital that the person be well hydrated, that they be well nourished, that they be exercising every day, that they go to bed early, that they make sure their bedroom has clean, pure air coming into it. All of these factors have to be taken into consideration. And I have found many people to have been able to get their tinnitus very much under control.
Besides goldenseal, several herbs are commonly used to support individuals dealing with tinnitus. Ginkgo biloba is often recommended for improving circulation, especially to the ears. It helps increase blood flow to the inner ear, potentially reducing the ringing or buzzing sensations associated with tinnitus. Ginkgo is believed to have antioxidant properties that may protect the ear from further damage. Hawthorn is another herb that promotes healthy circulation. It is traditionally used to strengthen blood vessels and improve overall cardiovascular health. By improving blood flow, hawthorn may help alleviate the symptoms of tinnitus by ensuring that the ear structures receive adequate nutrients and oxygen. Black cohosh has been used for various ear-related conditions. It is believed to help with neurological and circulatory issues, making it useful for reducing tinnitus symptoms. Black cohosh works by addressing inflammation and balancing hormone levels, both of which can impact ear health. And that's a wrap on today's video. If you found this information helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more updates. Let us know your thoughts or questions in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.